everyone, my name is Caitlin. Welcome to another day of January with Jesus. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. And what I wanted to talk about today was the encounter with Jesus and Mary and Martha. And so if you want to turn in your Bibles with me, we are reading from Luke 10, verses 38 through 42. And this one's pretty short, so I'm just going to read it to you first. So it says, "Now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went up to him and said, 'Lord, do you not care my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me.' But the Lord answered her, 'Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her.'" And this passage has just always stuck out to me. So I actually became a Christian in like late middle school, early high school. And so I kind of remember reading this passage for the first time. I'm also an older sister, and I kind of feel like Martha is an older sister. And so I remember reading this passage and thinking, oh yeah, Jesus is totally going to tell Mary to go help Martha because they'll get everything done twice as fast and then they'll all go sit with Jesus. It's going to be great. As a big sister, I know my brother, I would want him to be helping me also. And so I still remember that feeling of shock when Jesus told Martha that Mary was the one doing the right thing and how surprised I was. And then also kind of with the surprise, that comfort of, oh, Jesus wants to spend time with me. He wants to spend time with us. And so, studying this passage a little bit more, there are 2 points that I really wanted to make. And the first one is that our relationship with Jesus comes first. Martha in this passage, she's trying to maybe make dinner, clean the living room. She's doing chores. She's doing something that's taking her away from Jesus. But he is the one that comes first in our life, and he's the one that our eyes need to be focused on. He even says, Martha, you're distracted, you're anxious, you're worried, and all that was happening because she wasn't looking at him. Jesus was not her focus. And that kind of brings me to my next point, which is just, are we focused on the right thing? I think we see in this passage the way that when we're not focused on Jesus, the way that those anxieties and those worries come up in us and can just really affect us, and they even take us away from being with Jesus. So for me, like I mentioned in the beginning, when I think about this passage, I think about Jesus as relational. Jesus wants to spend time with us. He loved that Mary was sitting with him, and he wanted Martha to also. So we know that Jesus is relational, and he loves spending time with us. So I think our call to action after reading this passage is to be intentional with our time with Jesus. We need those moments where we can surrender our distractions, our worries, our anxieties, and to really just spend time with us, being at his feet the way that Mary models for us. And so I'm praying for you guys today that you're able to spend that moment with Jesus where you can just sit at his feet and soak in his presence. And I hope that you are reminded how much Jesus wants to spend time with you as well.